Now at 10, a person of interest in a quadruple homicide in Okmulgee, Oklahoma is arrested in Florida. Plus, we're going to hear from a Safe House Crisis Center in Pittsburgh on what they offer for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And we'll hear from a Freeman Health System official on what they provide in child care for their employees.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Pineville, Missouri police now believe a boy spotted there is not a child missing from Idaho. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The child in question is 7-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughn. The boy had disappeared from Fruitland, Idaho in July of 2021. Now, earlier today, Pineville, Missouri police said the boy might have been spotted in their town, but now Fruitland police say they've determined the child spotted in Pineville is not Vaughn. A judge sentences a Joplin man to prison for arson. Ronald Deloney pleaded guilty to second-degree arson. Authorities say last November, Deloney lit a piece of paper on fire and threw it near a house on West 3rd Street in Joplin, setting the house on fire. Deloney is sentenced to 5 years in prison and 5 years of supervised probation. The man named as a person of interest in the gruesome killings of 4 men in Oklahoma was taken into custody yesterday in Florida on an unrelated charge. The men were shot and dismembered and found in a river last week. 67-year-old Joe Kennedy was arrested in Daytona Beach shores in a vehicle that was reported stolen on Monday. Amy Hybels reports.
Yeah, I was surprised they got him that fast, and maybe a person of interest, but when you steal a vehicle and go hiding, that's not a very good sign.
Joe Kennedy, the person of interest Okmulgee Police Chief Joe Prentice said investigators were wanting to talk with again, is now behind bars in Florida. He was arrested Tuesday morning driving a stolen Toyota Tundra pickup truck out of Colton, Oklahoma, which is just south of Okmulgee. He was stopped by police in Daytona Beach Shores, Florida.
She was alerted by our in-vehicle license plate readers that one of the vehicles that had passed was stolen out of Oklahoma. She caught up with the vehicle, made a traffic stop, and identified Mr. Kennedy as the driver and only occupant of the vehicle.
Michael Fowler, director of the Daytona Beach Shores Department of Public Safety, says Joe Kennedy is facing charges of grand theft of a motor vehicle, and due to the circumstances surrounding his arrest, he's being held without bond at the Volusia County Branch Jail. Following his arrest in Florida, we stopped by Kennedy's published address in Okmulgee. A distraught family member answered the door and declined to comment. Kennedy is considered a person of interest in the murder and dismemberment of the 4 Okmulgee men who went missing a week ago Sunday. Brothers Mark and Billy Chastain and their friends Mike Sparks and Alex Stevens. News of the arrest spread quickly in Okmulgee.
Well, we knew that they would get him quickly because they've been on it, but we're glad that they got him off the streets if that's who did it.
According to Police Chief Joe Prentice, a warrant has been issued for his arrest in Okmulgee County District Court on a case dating back to 2012. Kennedy is a convicted felon who is currently serving a 10-year deferred sentence for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon.
According to court documents, that 2012 case involved the shooting of individuals who were burglarizing his property. That one man was injured. Let's check in with Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, definitely it turned out to be a nicer day for us today. A little bit warmer than what we did see yesterday, but the morning lows, we are way down there, record low. Look at this, 21, old record, 1989 at 27. So we blew the record out of the water. 57 for our high, but we should be topping out at 70. That's going to be a little bit closer to where we get as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. We do have some mid and upper level clouds which have been streaming through, but besides that, we're pretty quiet across the entire Central Plains. It is cooling down, 39 in Nevada, Lamar, 35 in Stockton, Grand Lakes at 44, 43 in Miami. You can see Anderson at 44, 41 in Parsons. So out the door in the morning, 39 at 6 a.m., 47 by 9, 63 by noon, high temp 72. So it's going to be a great day. We're going to look at our rain chances that are increasing coming up here in just a bit.
So then, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. KOAM's Carrie Worthen speaks with a Safe House Crisis Center in Pittsburgh about what they offer.
It's a time for us to come together and not only celebrate and remember victims, but also to work in our communities to raise awareness.
According to the Safe House Crisis Center, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience domestic violence in their lifetime, whether it be mental, physical, verbal, or sexual.
When you're looking at domestic violence or defining domestic violence, it's all about having power and control over another individual, many times a loved one or a partner, and that really it's using different tactics to first gain power and control, and then continuing with tactics to then maintain it.
Safe House provides free advocates for men or women who are in need of someone to talk to, as well as a 24-hour hotline and text line.
They're in it because they want the end result to be a happy, someone in a safe, stable position, have that support. Even when someone leaves, when they come back and tell us, hey, thank you so much, like those advocates, that's what helps drive them to continue to do this job, just knowing that they've made a difference.
It's a time to give them that strength and support that they need, and just validate that their experience is real, and that they don't have to be silent about it or go through it alone.
The Safe House is partnered with Pitt State to help any students or staff on campus who may need their services. In Pittsburgh, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
If you need to speak with someone or you want more information, you can get a contact at our website, koamnewsnow.com. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly and the Kansas Department of Health and Environment announced proposed changes to child care regulations that would expand care options all across the state. The suggested changes would allow licensed home providers to increase the number of children they care for if certain safety conditions are met. This would align Kansas with the national average child-to-provider ratio. One Crawford County mother says she did not find child care for her son for a year and a half.
There was just none available in Pittsburgh, so I worked night shift, my husband worked day shift, and we kind of just switched back and forth to make sure that our kids had what they needed. So it would actually be very beneficial for her to expand child care and to make it more available to people in Kansas.
An informational meeting for licensed home providers will be held in an online-only format on October 24th from 6 to 7 p.m. Over the last several weeks, we've detailed some of the challenges parents face with child care in Southwest Missouri. Well, tonight we're highlighting the advantage of an employer providing child care for their employees. Freeman Health Center has the Freeman Learning Center, which is a child care facility that provides affordable child care specifically to their workers. MSSU, another large employer for the area, does not provide child care for their employees, but still aids its employees. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri will host a panel with professionals discussing child care within Southwest Missouri tomorrow. That's going to be at the Joplin Advanced Training and Technology Building from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Coming up, what the Joplin Police Department and Joplin schools are doing to help keep drivers safe. Plus, officials stress the importance of carbon monoxide detectors in buildings following recent incidents of poisoning. Buckle up, phone down. That's the message the Missouri Department of Transportation is sending to drivers. The Joplin Police Department, along with the Joplin schools, are teaming with MoDOT to keep drivers safe on the road. Critical incidents are 23 times more likely to happen when texting while driving. This Friday is the official Buckle Up, Phone Down campaign day, but the JPD says they're always on the lookout for drivers who are not buckled up or drivers who text while driving.
I feel like texting and driving is a major issue right now in our society, so I think it's very important that they're bringing awareness to it.
According to MoDOT, buckling your seatbelt and putting down your cell phone are two of the most impactful actions a person can take to be safe while driving. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran today announced a federal grant to increase cancer screening for Southeast Kansas residents. The $500,000 grant is a part of a partnership between the University of Kansas Cancer Center and Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas. Increasing cancer screenings is a big step for smaller communities such as Pittsburgh.
had to tell a good story. Unfortunately, Southeast Kansas story of cancer is not a good one. We die younger. Our cancer is detected later, and so our chances of survival are not as good as if you live in the big city.
The announcement was made at the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas. There have been recent incidents involving carbon monoxide in schools, sending kids and adults to the hospital. One incident at a daycare in Philadelphia last week sent more than 24 kids to the hospital, and just today, a carbon monoxide leak at a school in Kansas City sent 6 students and 2 adults to the hospital. A CBS News investigation revealed Pennsylvania and Missouri are among many states that do not require schools and child care centers to have CO detectors. Jonah Kaplan has more.
It's long been known as the silent killer, which is why the message from fire marshals always loud and clear. Carbon monoxide detectors could save your life.
Carbon monoxide is the odorless, tasteless gas. You can't detect it on your own until symptoms begin. So you need that alarm for early warning.
Just this past weekend, investigators blaming a CO leak for killing a Twin Cities couple on a hunting trip in Mille Lacs County. Last year, CO killing a family of 7 in Moorhead. Now there's a nationwide alarm after a broken heater led to a carbon monoxide leak inside a Pennsylvania daycare center. There were no detectors inside, and Pennsylvania law didn't require them. As of March 2020, the new fire code here in the state of Minnesota, generally requiring preschools, daycares, and schools to have carbon monoxide detectors either in every classroom or place a detector by a fuel-burning appliance, a source of where CO could be coming from. That's a boiler room, or that's near the furnace or an HVAC. There is, though, some fine print. In Minnesota, those new building codes, the fire codes, it only applies to new construction. It's not retroactive. And in Wisconsin, their carbon monoxide detector laws, it only applies to residential settings. It has nothing about schools. That means if there are CO detectors at schools like Wooddale Community Nursery School, it's of their own initiative.
I just think people should do things that keep them safe. I don't know why you wouldn't.
For parents, the fire marshal's school inspection team offering them many good questions to take to their child's school administration.
I would ask what type of system you have, where are the detector locations, and most importantly, where does that alarm signal go?
Kids at Longfellow Elementary School in Kansas City were taken to Manual Career Technical Center for parents to pick them up or continue their studies for the rest of the day. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the Frontenac Raiders on their district championship game against the Galena Bulldogs.
Plus, our temperatures are going to start to warm back up. We're going to look at that coming up next. Well, of course, a super cold start for us today, but at least we got into the upper 50s during the afternoon, so better than what we saw yesterday, and we're going to continue to warm up as we go through the next couple days. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, look at the past 36 hours. Kind of crazy, especially for the middle of October. Only up to 47 for a high yesterday, and then we dropped all the way down near 20, but at least today, mid-50s. We should be topping out near 70 for this time of the year. But you can see upper teens last night to near 20 degrees, so cold start. We did warm, mid-50s during the afternoon, and then now we're cooling back down. Not as cold tonight, but we are cooling back down. Pineville 42, Lamar at 38, Carthage 41. We have Columbus sitting at 43, Miami also at 43 degrees. But the brunt of the cold air is shifting off toward the east. We're warming up out toward the west, and that's going to help us out quite a bit as we go through the next couple days. All right, 44 is southerly winds, 5 to 10. Humidity is at 35% right now as we head into the morning. Here shortly at 43 at 11, 42 at 7. We'll be up to 53 by 10 a.m. Overnight low 37 degrees. So at least we're going to stay above that freezing mark. We have had some clouds kind of sifting through the region. It's not a big deal, nothing underneath them. These will continue to kind of work through over the next several hours, but nothing's really going on. We can look out west. Here's our weather over the next few days. Then we'll start to change things up as we head into early next week. Out the door in the morning, 38 at 7, 63 by noon, 72 at 5 p.m., high temp of 72 degrees. So tomorrow is going to be a pretty nice day. The only downfall next couple days are the winds are going to start to pick up just a bit. All right, let's go into the morning. We're going to step through time next 48 hours, upper 30s to start. Look at the southerly winds throughout the daytime hours, so near 60 by noon. Then once we get into the afternoon, most of you warming up lower 70s. Monette 69, Grand Lake 72, Pittsburgh 71, Independence up to about 76 degrees. Tomorrow evening, not as chilly. We drop back again, clear skies, upper 40s. Then as we work into Friday afternoon, even warmer. We get a few clouds kind of shifting through, but high temps near 80 degrees by the time we head into Friday afternoon. So let's go into the weekend. If you have outdoor activities over the weekend, it looks great. It is going to be a little windy, so watch any burning, but highs near 80 on Saturday, 80 on Sunday. Late Sunday, we'll start to get chances for showers and thunderstorms into Monday morning. This should be fairly widespread. We definitely need the rain, so this is going to be our next chance for showers and thunderstorms across the region. 72 tomorrow, 80 Friday, 80 Saturday, 81 on Sunday. Rain chances move in on Monday, and then behind it, we cool back down a bit for the middle of next week, and then rain chances again next Friday. So at least we got a couple chances over the next 10 days.
And 80s or close to it this weekend. Who knows when we might get another weekend quite that warm.
That's true. Probably won't.
All right. Well, this year anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. Hey, students seeking jobs and internships turned out today for Pitt State's Fall Career Fair. The fair was open to all students from all majors and classifications. It provides students a chance to network with employers and learn more about opportunities available in their fields of interest. The fair targets learning opportunities from summer employment at camps to internships and full-time professional positions. Hundreds of people attended that fair. Jacob here now with sports. The Missouri Southern Lions return home this weekend to face Emporia State.
Well, the Lions try to slow down the #1 offense in the MIAA. We're going to talk about that. Plus, the Frontenac Raiders have a chance to earn a district title on Friday night against Galena. We'll hear from the Raiders after this. The McDonald County Mustangs are still alive for a softball state championship this fall. And the Mustangs hit the field this afternoon in the Class 4 state quarterfinals facing the Kearney Bulldogs. The winner of this one moves on to the Final Four next week in Springfield. It was a good one, but McDonald County falls a little short, 6-4. The Mustangs finish the season with a 23-10 overall record. The Missouri Southern Lions are 4-3 through the first 7 weeks of the football season. Last week, the Lions lost a tough one, falling on the road to Central Missouri 20-17. Now this weekend, Southern returns home facing another tough opponent in the Emporia State Hornets. Now, Emporia State is 5-2, been one of the best offenses in the league. The Hornets actually lead the MIAA in total offense. They have the league's leading passer at quarterback. Here are the Lions on facing the high-powered, up-tempo Emporia State offense.
I would first say our tempo as a defense. So right after a play, look to the sideline, getting the call, and then getting all our calls to each other is going to be big this week, communication, especially because if we're not on the same page, that's when big plays happen.
I think we can, provide some different looks for them to slow them down and at least make him think twice before he throws a football. But the other thing that we got to do is the best defense versus an offense of this type is a good offense.
At the high school level, we got a few local teams playing for district championships on Friday night. The Frontenac Raiders have a chance to claim the 3A District 1 title at home against C&C rival Galena. And both teams 5-2 overall this season, and both of them are 3-0 in district play. Since getting shut out by Girard in Week 4, the Raiders won 3 straight, including a comeback win over Parsons last Friday. Here's Frontenac on the potential of claiming that district championship after a bit of a slow start to the season.
Beating the world. We didn't do it last year, and we were all upset about that, and we really want it this year.
It'd be big for our kids. We know how hard they've worked all season, but I'm going to tell them tonight after practice, these are the moments why you work hard. This is why you sacrifice. You put all the extra hours in together, and these are the games you want to play in, the battles against the great teams like Galena, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere on Friday night.
I love this time of the year because these games start to mean something. Frontenac, Galena, Girard, Burlington. We got Seneca and Nevada on Friday night. Awesome schedule for Friday night football.
It's going to be fun. Home stretch now. We'll be right back. Take some time now to honor a local veteran. George Maddox served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1946. His hometown, Parsons, Kansas, and we're proud to salute Sergeant George Maddox, a four-state hero. Superheroes and mythical beings will apparently be the must-have costumes this year. Not too unusual. Google Trends listed the top 19 Halloween costumes of 2022, and those two themes showed up time and time again on the list. Taking the number one spot was the Witch, followed by Spider-Man. Fairies and vampires were also popular, along with Batman, who came in at 19. Characters who found renewed interest on network and streaming shows also garnered attention, including those from Stranger Things, Hocus Pocus, and Chucky. Seems like a pretty eclectic mix there. You have a young Spider-Man fan in your family.
Yeah, he loves Spider-Man. He's all about. He's getting more into Mario Brothers now. But
What's he dressing up as?
He's going to be Big Hero 6. The dude, Baymax from Big Hero 6. He's got a big inflatable costume. He loves it.
Nice.
Look for Keaton Leonard possibly coming to a home near you. The weather looking better, Doug.
Yeah, not as cold tonight. We're still going to drop into the upper 30s. 72 tomorrow, 80 Friday, so we hold near 80 as we head through the weekend.
Final sports notes.
I told you McDonald County played in the Class 4 quarterfinals softball tonight. Seneca will be in action in the Class 3 quarterfinals tomorrow evening.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of Halloween decorations on Drake and Moore on Pro Road in McClellan and Joplin. Let's make it a great tomorrow.